What's going on, everybody?
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Wherever it is, don't remember, hit that subscribe button.
And also hit that bell right next to the subscribe button so you can get post notifications.
So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about our birth story.
As y'all see by the title.
Yes, so you saw the labor and delivery vlog. This video, we're just gonna break it down from the beginning to the end because we didn't really get
pretty much.
Whatever, we're just gonna talk about how it all went down, basically.
We got everything, but we didn't.
Kind of. So on, what was it, July 16th is when I started having contractions. And actually what's funny, so I had to get tested for COVID. Okay, wait, so I was scheduled to be induced on the 20th, which was like a Tuesday or something, the next week. Scheduled to be induced if I didn't go into labor. My due date was July 15th. Nothing happened on July 15th, but I was having Braxton Hicks for like the past couple weeks, I think. Kept wondering, how do I know when the contractions are real?
And they said, you will know.
Everybody said you would know, but I was still confused, like how am I supposed to know? But anyway, so scheduled to be induced that day, the 20th. It was the 16th, and the hospital wanted me to get tested for COVID in case I did need to be induced, because I guess only if you go into labor and go to the hospital you would have the rapid test. I don't know. So I was scared to get the test. First of all, let's start there. He didn't have to get it, but I was scared to do it. And I was telling Mike, I was like, should I just not go? Like, cause what if I go into labor? Then I'm gonna have to get tested twice, right?
I said don't go.
He did tell me don't go, but then I was a rule follower and I was like, well, let me just go because they need the results by that induction day. Let me follow the rules and be a good citizen. I don't know, let me just follow it. So I went and I'm in the drive-thru in line with all these cars, and I swear I had a contraction and it hurt so bad. But I was so confused, like, is this it or is this just a strong Braxton Hicks? So I was like debating, should I get out of line? I'm stuck. So I did that COVID test. Didn't hurt. Then that was at 2 o'clock. And then I started having contractions at 10 o'clock.
It was like around 10, 11.
10 or something that
I was
night.
getting ready to go to sleep.
He was getting ready to go to sleep. We had just ate, thank God we ate a good meal. We had round table pizza and some wings. Thank God we did that because, you know, they won't let you eat. But I had to wake him up. Were you asleep on the couch?
I was out on the couch and she was like, oh, I got contractions.
I was like, I think I'm having them.
You always get them. I'm going to sleep. So I get in the bed, I'm getting comfortable. She started breathing hard, like, no, I think it's serious.
Yeah, because I was in the room by myself for a little bit because he fell asleep on the couch. And I'm like, man, is this it? I don't know. And I was like tracking it on the app and it started getting more painful. I was like, okay, I think this is it. Let me go tell him. What?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but you didn't believe me. But anyways, he just thought it was Braxton Hicks, but it wasn't. After a little bit, I had to call the hospital to ask them, like, this is what I'm feeling. Basically, can I come to the hospital?
The whole time, I'm still trying to go to sleep. In my mind, lady about to say, oh, that's normal. You'll be fine.
No, I was in so much pain. She said, well, they would normally take your breath away. And this whole time I've been on the phone with you, you've been able to talk to me. And I'm just like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm hurting, you know? But yeah, I was able to talk through it. I guess it was that bad at that moment. Anyways, she said, okay, you can come if you want to get your cervix checked. Yes, please. I forgot to tell you guys, I was already 3 centimeters dilated from my appointment on my due date on the 15th.
Yep.
3 centimeters then, I didn't feel that, I don't know. So I was like, yes, I want to come get checked. So we packed everything up, or grabbed our bags, because we were actually ready to go.
Yeah, I had everything ready. If y'all seen the prank, y'all know I was not ready, but
if you haven't seen that prank, make sure you watch it.
This time around, I was ready, so there was no miscommunication or nothing going on that night.
No, we grabbed the bags, left to the hospital.
Should be coming.
Because of COVID, he couldn't come in with me right away, so I had to go by myself. Hospital is dead, like.
Yeah, this time it was like 12 in the
It was
morning.
like 12, yeah, 12 something, almost 1. Nobody was in there, nobody was in the waiting room. It was such a blur. But I was trying to like find my way by myself when I got in because he couldn't come up with me at that moment until they admitted me, which sucks. So I'm like looking down the hallways, like where's the signs? Okay, here we go. Then the intercom system, I had to talk to the lady to get let into the labor and delivery area. And she was asking me all these questions. Mind you, I'm having contractions and I'm by myself. And I'm like standing on the wall and like my hand on the wall because it hurts so bad. And she's like, have you been around anybody with COVID? Do you feel this? Do you feel that? Do you know anybody who works at the airport? I'm like, no. Like, can you let me in, please? So finally got in. I was letting him know. They checked me after a while and I was, what I
4
or 5, almost 5 centimeters dilated. And by that time, I was in so much pain.
She over there making noise.
She's gonna wake up. It was so painful. It really feels like really bad menstrual cramps. You don't know what that feels like, but it started getting really painful.
The whole time she up there in the bed going through it, I'm in a car. And mind you, I'm in a, like, what is it, parking garage?
Parking garage, yeah, the structure.
And the lights keep going off. Well, in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe the lights go off every so often in here. And it's pitch black dark. You couldn't see anything. Then I come back on. It did it like 4 times. Then I get up there and she was like, the power went out like 4 times up here.
Yeah. I was starting to get scared.
They need to get their stuff together.
Is this gonna go bad? Like, does the power going out affect me somehow? Because they have me hooked up to the machines and stuff.
Like Epidural and all that.
Yeah, yeah, it did go out.
So many things could go wrong with that.
So yeah, he was waiting for almost a total of 3 hours until I got admitted.
3.5.
In the parking garage.
Falling asleep in the car, to be honest.
But actually my water broke when I was being checked. Basically, she was checking my cervix and I had a contraction, so my water broke and it just like shot out at the lady. I felt so bad because she was like, whoa, she's like, your water broke. Oh my God. Thank God she had like a shield on because she was like down there, you know. I felt so bad. But anyways, water broke. Oh, my second COVID test before they moved me to my room.
Oh yeah, in the same day.
This woman, let me tell you, like I said, the first test didn't hurt. So I was like, okay, whatever, like no problem, do it again. It's not gonna hurt. I don't know what she did, but she stuck the thing so far up my nose. Like, I think she went too far. Yikes. It hurt. And she was like, oh, was the one you had earlier painful like this? I was like, no, it was not.
She didn't know what she was doing.
She did my IV, didn't get it right. It was hurting. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, let me take it out. She left the room, came back with another nurse and had the other nurse do it, and it was fine in a different area. In my veins, you can see them, so that's not the problem. I don't think she knew what she was doing. So she got me twice, but yeah, I was in a lot of pain at that point. So I requested the epidural right away. It actually didn't take long. I've seen a lot of videos where people are waiting and it's just like taking too much time and it was like too late or whatever. But I was able to get mine after I got the epidural. Mike was able to come in the room finally.
3.5 hours later.
So it's like 4:30 in the morning now at this point.
Sun almost coming. It's a brand new day now.
It was. And then after that, I was okay after the epidural, but I think something went wrong or it just didn't take right because my left side of my body, it didn't take right away like the right side of my body did. So I could still feel the contractions on one side, and then the anesthesiologist was like, well, sometimes it takes time, this and that.
That's right, because you wasn't hitting that button.
No, when he first did it. One side went numb and the other one didn't. So I was like kind of scared. But he said it could take time and this and that. So they were flipping me to the left side to make it go and whatever. So eventually I was numb on that side. But when did I start pushing?
At 12.
12 p.m.? Yeah. So like 8 hours later, 7 to 8 hours later is when we started doing the practice pushes. And I was like, okay, before then, right? I wasn't in pain really. I could just feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Where it hurt?
The left side of my pelvis.
Down here?
but I always hear they say you're gonna feel pressure. So I hit the button a few times hours before.
But when we were hitting a button, we wasn't doing it correctly.
That's why.
Like you would say like press it and the light will turn green, but it has to make a beeping sound for it to work. And
you're right.
the whole time it wasn't making
that.
a beeping sound. Because I did it one time, the doctor was like, wait.
It has to beep.
Yeah, it has to beep in order for you to know that it's working. It's like, oh.
That's why it wasn't working.
That's why you felt it, maybe. Most likely.
So our error.
Whoever, no, you said that the guy said that you
He said press the button. So he didn't tell me to listen to it for a beep.
See, you just pressing the button. Ain't nothing's coming out. You just pressing the button.
Oh my gosh. I was so scared to like experience any type of pain just because you don't know what it feels like. So when it came time to push, I'm pushing and I can feel the contractions, but they say that's good, so you know when to push. You feel the contraction. Okay, pushing for so long. The baby's head was like what, sideways? Like she was head down, but I think her head wasn't like this way. It was like tilted or something.
Something like that, yeah.
I have no idea. But the doctor, which was not my doctor, came in there. I love my doctor, but this woman was not. She was actually a midwife. And I thought they were supposed to be nice. She came in there and scared the crap out of me, saying we were doing practice pushes for an hour. There was like no progress, this and that. If you got 4 hours to. Yeah, she's like, if you get to the 4 hour mark of pushing and there's no part, like we're just gonna have to do a C-section. And then I was like, no. So she offered, she was like, or I can put my hand in there and turn the baby's head. And I'm like, well, that sounds painful. Like, yeah, that's gonna be painful. No, or those my only options, that's it. So I was scared. So then after that, I was like pushing. I'm like, no, we need to get, like she's gonna come out on her own, like with no assistance, like get her out, turned right. So after that, my nurse was so nice. It was like, she was trying to help a lot.
She basically delivered the baby.
Pretty much. She was there the whole time. Shout out to anybody who's a nurse, because I feel like you guys do a lot.
She did all the work.
She did do all the work. Pretty much. That's what it felt like. So then I pushed for a total of 3 hours and 20 minutes. Almost 3.5 hours. It was a lot of pushing. I was just so determined because I did not want a C-section. I did not want this woman to come back with her attitude. I was like, her vibe was way off. Like, you felt it. She just made me so like uncomfortable and kind of mad.
Yeah, she had a bad vibe.
She did. So after 3.5 hours of pushing, painful, and the last what? I don't even know. I don't remember.
It had to be like an hour.
Like a whole hour? It started getting painful. I was asking them like, okay, I feel a lot of pressure. It felt like the sharp pain was coming back when I would have the contraction. They're like, oh no, you're supposed to feel that. Mind you, we still weren't pressing the epidural, right?
No, we weren't. We're pressing it at all. I think that time we were.
Were we?
Yeah.
But I don't know, it wasn't kicking in. So
by the time you got it right, it was probably too late anyway.
It was too late because I felt too much. I expected to go, you get an epidural, it's them tell me, oh, it's time to push, and I'm like, oh really? Okay, let's do it. And then the baby comes out. Like, I didn't expect to feel all that pain. Like, I felt her coming out.
What you said is that she asked, is the baby just hanging?
Yeah, so when I got to the point when she was like, when she was almost there, which almost, kind of.
She was basically there.
She was basically there.
It was a push.
I was in so much pain. I think this was before I started crying, right?
I don't know.
I dropped some tears at some point. I don't remember. It's such a blur now, but I had to ask the nurse. I was like, is she halfway out? Like, is she hanging halfway out?
So they kept saying don't push because they had to wait for a doctor to come in.
Yeah, they're like, okay, don't push, just hold on when it was ready for her to come out, or when the time was ready for her to come out. Don't push, hold on. And she's like calling everybody. All the doctors or midwives are delivering other babies at that moment.
At the same time.
At the same time, I don't know how. So they're telling me, no, don't push. And I'm like, I have to push. Like, it hurts so bad. Like, I felt like her body was halfway out. Like, ready to drop out. Like,
that's crazy.
I could not. And the ring of fire they talk about, that is so real. so painful. Didn't expect to feel that with an epidural either. I did not. But who came in? A different doctor or nurse? Was she a midwife?
I never said.
No, so someone else, another doctor came in, thankfully, instead of the mean woman, to deliver Mila. I don't even remember what this lady looked like. I was in so much pain. But yeah, she came out, they put her on my chest, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, that's all I could say was, oh my God.
It was history from there.
And that was it. And how did you feel when you saw her?
Oh no, she came out purple. Like,
she did come out purple,
what's
yeah.
going on? Oh.
Here she is. So when she came out, like all the other babies, she was a little purple or blue, I guess, for making her way through the canal, through the tunnel. Yeah. And I was like, is she okay? Because it was maybe like, what, 5 seconds? I don't know, it felt longer than that. Nobody answered me. Nobody even acknowledged that I asked that. I guess because they were just trying to do their job and clean her up. Then she finally cried. I was emotional. I was crying in pain before that. And then after that, I was just crying of emotions. I've seen her, like, you know?
Yeah, she looked just like the 4D ultrasound too.
She looks just like her 4D ultrasound. She's a trip.
Say hi to the peoples. Say hi. So after she came out, I was shedding a couple tears or whatever. And
he was trying to hold back.
I forgot that I told the nurse that I cut the umbilical cord, so she handed me the scissors, and my mind going, I'm like, oh yeah, let me get that. So I cut it, but it felt like,
what, like rubber?
Yeah, like rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it cuts smooth. I
was just sharp
like,
scissors.
Yeah, the texture was kind of like, what? And then they took that one thing out of you.
The placenta.
Man.
So then they had me push it out, and she's like, you want to see it? I was like, yes. And now I'm mad I didn't get a picture of it. I should have had them take a picture of it. But yeah, it was just so interesting to see the placenta and like the little sac part where she was. That's a trip. Like,
oh yeah, that sac part.
Yeah, that's crazy. How the human body is. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know it's crazy when they took us into the, what is it, the postpartum?
Postpartum.
Oh man, I was so tired. I was beat. I was like, y'all want me to watch this little girl? And I was dead. I was
tired too. And then we finally got to order some food when we got to the postpartum room, which was great because I didn't eat. It was like 24 hours I hadn't eaten at that point. By the time we got to the postpartum room.
It was some time.
It was a long time.
I was just hungry.
Yeah, all you had was snacks.
That's it. And they, with the little COVID thing, you can't go out and go get your own food no more. So once you in there, you in there. If I would have left, they wasn't letting me back in the hospital. Which
really sucks. Like,
that's a trip.
Before all this COVID stuff happened, I was like, there's a Chick-fil-A right outside the hospital. Like, you're gonna go get me some Chick-fil-A as soon as she comes out. And I can enjoy the meal. That is not the case. You cannot leave at all.
Nope.
Nobody can come visit you except for your one support person.
That's it.
Which is crazy. I was able to FaceTime, or we FaceTime both of our families. So we have one on the tripod and he was FaceTiming with his family, which I mean was nice because it's like my mom couldn't be there.
Nobody could.
First grandchild and she couldn't be there, which sucks. But FaceTime, thank you for FaceTime.
So it's basically like they were there, but
yeah, but just not. It was virtual.
She's about to wake up because she's hungry, so we're gonna go ahead and end this video right here. Give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe, like we said in the beginning, hit that post notification bell
to get notified when we upload new videos. So you can see Mila grow. She's already 3 weeks today.
3 weeks. All right.
Or yesterday.
Oh man.
Sleepy girl.
Say until the next video, we catch you.
Oh, and if you haven't watched
the
labor and delivery, if you haven't watched the actual labor and delivery vlog that we did, make sure you go watch that. It will be at the end of this video. You can just go ahead and click it and then it'll take you right there.
Right there.
Go ahead and watch that.
Right now. Peace. Say peace. Peace. We out.